Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're having an absolutely awesome start of your day. My name is Maxman, as always, was Imperium here for the PEL Contenders. Today is day 7 of Group A, an awesome set of matches yesterday. Hoping to have even more great stuff today.
So many teams made some positive moves yesterday. We saw some teams progress. Of course, a lot of these teams secured their spots, essentially the likes of Tornado Energy, Unity, Milky Way. Last Crew, as we look at the standings, jumped up to 4th place, pretty much making a huge impact in terms of compared to 8th place, but still, quick math, so close to the 8th place spot, getting ever closer. And then, of course, DOS Pilots had their best day yesterday. Maximum scoring 26 points in 4 games, which I said that was their best day, moving into 11th.
One of the teams also had one of their best days since the start is actually 4 Angry Kids.
True.
They got that huge chicken dinner.
They did.
On Miramar, the second game of Miramar yesterday. Definitely want to check out that VOD. That was a great performance from them overall. And taking up all the best teams at the same time, and they got a nice big amount of points. They climbed up just a little bit, like they're slowly coming back up, and now they're just behind quick math. And another same performance as they did yesterday for 4 Angry Kids. They can get in that top 8.
Of course. With 8 games to go, it's so much is in play for these teams from even from 7th place down to 13th place. It's so close, like 33 points is pretty much nothing in 8 games. LXG unfortunately have had probably one of the worst starts to a week of games I've seen in a while, especially when you're considering at the end of week 1 of Group A, they'd scored in every single game, and then coming into the first 2 days of week 2 of Group A, they've scored like 3 games. They've scored points. Every single other game has been 0.
Check out the head-to-head stats of Tornado Energy and Milky Way. Milky Way still is in 2nd position, almost about to get taken away by the likes of Unity, but look at that damage. Once again, we talked about it over and over again. Almost 30k damage for Tornado Energy. That's a huge amount of damage per game. The average is over 1k, even about like 1.2k now.
It's
just an insane consistency in every single game. And once again, the name of the game is consistency. Tornado Energy, that's why they're in number 1.
But it's not just their kills, it's also placement points. They've got 4 wins. They've got 90 points in placement points alone. It's a banger of a run for them. But now looking at the tournament kill leader so far, Orange, Uni. That's the thing. Uni had a really solid day yesterday as well. Scored fantastic points, and Orange was the man of the hour in many of those moments. Followed by example an offstring from Milky Way. So the top 3 teams dominating the top 3 positions of the kill leaders makes sense in fairness. Followed by the damage of example Orange and Compa.
Yeah, as I was about to say, is like Orange from Unity. Just Unity as a whole. Like yesterday, they had a pretty decent performance, not gonna lie. But the best day for them was day 5, the first day of this 2nd week for them. They got 2 chicken dinners in a row on Erangel, then Miramar. They were just outstanding on that day. So I was really happy to see how they can try and perform again and keep that consistency up there and maybe try and get that number 1 spot overall. But if you did miss out the PEL Contenders, how does the point system work? 1st position, 10 points, goes down to now 8th position with 1 point. Big fat 0 in Knights to 16th place. And then 1 kill, 1 point as always, which is coming in action a lot.
Yeah, of course, it's pretty standard stuff. And then we look at the schedule. You have 4 fantastic games today. Back to 2 Erangel, 1 Miramar, and then finishing the day, as usual, with just standard, a beautiful Sandhawk game. Well, I'm going to say beautiful now.
I'm sure the chat's not going to be okay with
that. But here we are. We get into game 1 of this day 3. Well, sorry, day 7 in total. Day 3 of the week for Group A. Playing trajectory is kind of pretty solid. It's going from northeast down to around southwest. Gives a lot of scope for these teams to generally land kind of where they want to, outside of,
Milta Power a little bit far. Maybe Tornado Energy might rewatch where they want to drop. But once again, like if you know where those cars like to drop, you want to go also for a long drop. Milta is easily in your reach. So I think that if Tornado Energy, they're going in that direction. They should get that under control. But once again, as you said, like most teams, they can drop where they want. And we can see that now Milky Way, I talked about it at the start of this week. They didn't used to go up north all the time. They would go for George Pole sometime. And now they seem like they're getting more comfortable with that type of rotation. And they're feeling more confident with it, which I like.
Yeah, they must have just found
a better rotation,
that they feel just more comfortable looting in around the Stallbar area. Lesser known, it's high ground, they can move down. what is
Okay.
this phase 1 circle going to do for us? Where is it going to go? There's a bit of a rogue player, Kamka from Katana, has landed in
AFK.
Primorsk. Possibly could be AFK. We'll see how that is, but be big rips if that was the case. However, phase 1 circle, it's more on the southwesterly side, like Zagaka, Quarry, of course George Paul, and Pachinki inside it.
A lot of coastline. We can see also a few shots taken over from Stella and Unity. They're just Unity a little bit split, but they can just try and reposition pretty easily. Katana got eliminated.
No,
they haven't.
It's just
I was reading that. I was like, that's not possible. It was just Kamka got taken out.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be only Katana right off the bat down to 3 members. And I was like a little bit shocked. Like, what the hell was that about?
Feels bad, man, especially when you look at Katana. They're hanging on to 8th place by the skin of their teeth. They're on 130 points. They are, on a positive note, only 3 points behind InsideGames, but they're also only 8 points ahead of Quick Math in 9th place.
Quick Math are like, ooh.
And so it's not going to be the best start for them. And the good thing is that the bad thing for Katana is, even though they have easy access and they're already in the circle, because that circle is so far west, a lot of teams are going to find compounds between the coastline of like Ferry Pier and obviously Primorsk. It's actually going to give them a little bit of a tougher job getting into circle. They'd be better off actually heading into the mainland from the east bridge and then going into circle from there.
That could try and work out for them, but pretty sure 400 Kids is not going to be gatekeeping that. They never really did that much. Also, guys, if you do want to check out the map stream, type in chat right now, !map, M-A-P. I'm pretty sure you do that. And you'll be redirected over there so you can see where your favorite team is located and where they're about to rotate. As you pan on over to LXG, they did take over, as always, good old Pachinki. Their team yesterday, they struggled the most. I'm pretty confident on saying that. Yesterday, they didn't have the best performance of a lifetime.
No,
they need to try and pump up those numbers. It is going to be like they're in the hardest position to make it back in that top 8. It is not impossible. Like,
no, it's not.
If you're checking out the numbers, if you pull off like a Tornado Energy a few times in a row, you can make it back up there. It's just you need that mental force to be up there. You need to be confident in your plays.
It's also just the fact when you're looking at their average points per game, it's like their average points per game is roughly around 3.25. They need to be like jumping into an average points per game of around 7 or 8, even just to make a huge impact. And that's only over 8 games. So it's really going to be a tough job for them. But like we said, it's not impossible. Stranger things have happened in the world of PUBG. As YMCA, who are holding on to 5th spot quite comfortably, one of 2 teams with 4 chicken dinners, along with Tornado Energy. We know what they can do, especially when they get to the late game stages. During Primorsk, they're going to be able to hold on to kind of the edge of the circle, which we know they like to do, Maxman. Because as we get through the phases, it will go away from the coastline. I think they'll be looking pretty good.
Oh, no, not looking good. Ferrari Breach going to be finding that first member. They get clapped right back. Just White should get res back up. Unfortunately, EduCoz always a little bit. That one rogue member of Ferrari Breach was taken out of position. Though, at least LXG didn't get taken out early. They did get a knock, so they can come back from that.
The only fear is that all 4 members rolled in with one vehicle.
And all exploded.
But they were lucky that it was just one member of Ferrari Breach that was there. If it had been multiple, they would have found themselves under a lot more pressure. But such is life. They took advantage, gets a kill. Good start for LXG, and they get compound in the center of the circle.
Yep. Towards the likes of Gatka, so that's going to be great for them to try and hold that position. DOS, Pilot, and 3D Max, they're going to rotate not too far from each other. I don't think they're going to clash. It seems a little bit unlikely.
But you also have HeartShift around there.
And Last Crew. They're actually getting a little bit close, but you've got so many compounds that they can really share towards the likes of Rins. You've got between like Rins and Gatka, you've got a few positions they can try and hold next to the roads. So no fight should really happen here. It could happen, you never know, one team getting out of position and then the other's just trying to like kind of gatekeep it. Could happen.
I suppose I'm just low-key worried about those pilots because
you're always worried about those pilots.
They had their best day yesterday, right? That's what I said. And it would be a shame for them to have their best day yesterday and it'd be followed up by, let's say, one of their worst days today, especially with so few games left to play in Group A. So, yeah, it's just I want them to play a little bit safe, a little bit more on point, but we know they can be aggressive as Milky Way and Quick Math. A little bit closer together. Diggory is just running down. Can he pop the shots up towards Mans?
Nope.
Nearly does. DPR Mans, yes, he did take a wheel out. That's what you're going to do. He now changes direction, tries to get out of that vehicle, get behind. He doesn't get behind the vehicle in time and does get taken out by Diggory from Quick Math. Good start for Quick Math.
Yeah, they had that nice rotation shut down for at least that one member of Milky Way. Offstring is also going to be put under fire by Quick Math a little bit lower down south. That was a pretty good move. Once again, taking out the wheel was going to be your main focus. Couldn't really move. The car was fuming too, so they had to shut that down. As the rotation we were talking about earlier, DOS Pilot will be slowed down by the likes of HeartShift, making that shift just a little bit harder.
But I really like DOS Pilot's position because those hills and that little mountainside, you're able to get a lot of connecting shots off, but it can also be countered, as we just saw from Kowo. Not quite the knockdown, but push them back, meaning you have to heal up, be aware, play a little bit safer. It means that HeartShift will maybe get a bit more of a chance to position in a safer direction because DOS Pilots will go, hey, we're getting shot at, you know, maybe not peek too much, be a little bit clever. Means the side of where HeartShift are could be a little bit compromised.
Yeah, well, they are in circle and they got a lot of
of course.
They can actually try and pick from and try and relocate if they really have to for the side of both HeartShift and DOS Pilot. So they got a lot of choice to work out from. Stella and Ferrari Breach. They were doing a four-man split, just completely ignoring each other. Now they got back. They got 2-1. They got back to a 2-1 split now. oKKo is going to be that member, just going to be really far off. InsideGames also going to rotate through the east. Tornado Energy pulled off the same kind of rotation. They, though, will not be clashing together, not going to be seeing the white of each other's eyes, as also Katana going to be rotating away from Military Island.
I worry a little bit, just a little bit, just because of Katana's position in the standings, right? Any other game, any other day, I'd be like, yeah, look, there's a little bit of a risk there, but when every single point counts, when every single team fight and situation can compromise their overall position, I think it slightly would have been safer for Katana either to left it until phase 2 to move in over the bridge, see where a circle goes, or have gone through the east bridge. But hey, look, they know what they're doing. They're a strong, competent team. Even though they're only 3-man strong with Kamka seeming to go AFK, they look to push on through. They are over the bridge. They'll play it safe for now as the 4 angry kids are nearby them, along with YMCA. A little bit further up, and of course, InsideGames to the east.
Here's the shift is about to close up in the next 5 seconds. Where is it going to be shifting over? Are we going to get rid of that coastline? I think that's what would be really interesting to see if we still have the coastline or not. Is it going to go central? Still have a little bit of... This is pretty good.
That's actually a huge shift
from
away
the west,
from the coastline.
So many,
it's gone back over to the east.
Yeah.
You have Potato Hill, you have Pachinki still in play. The fields of Pachinki, which is just a no-go area unless you take one of the wizard towers in the center of it. You do have the hill to the south of Pachinki, which is definitely a solid place to hold on to. But now with the sudden shift in the circle, you have all these teams instantly making their way across.
And you can see that now teams that are trying to rotate, they're going to have a little bit of a clash. It's going to be LXG clashing with Tornado Energy. Tornado Energy, they love those compounds. They want it for themselves. LXG going to come on through. Nice. Going to be knocked in the distance, but now Example going to be put under fire. And LXC just does flush that kill out right away to try and reduce those forces of Tornado Energy. Maybe going to trap on an angle through the window. Nicely done. Peekaboo, let's go. But it doesn't quite get that knock. He's just really low. One bullet will do the work. Now, LXG, they can get the res on top of X Team. Put them back as a 4-man squad, but here it is. Shot back. Mailman going to be taken away. Headshot connects. Almost that. I was a little bit scared that wouldn't work out for him and he would miss it. But he does get it. Now that should be another flush. He does have an angle. The high ground is huge. But here it is. Almost got clapped straight back. But that's 3 members down. Right off the bat on the side of Tornado Energy. There's the last member. Compop, the one, the myth, the legend. Will come back. Take out an LXC of that skirmish.
But there's now Rewop joining in on the fun. Combat gets put down to 28 health. As you correctly point out, he's the only one that's left standing.
Rewop.
The one-man army for Tornado Energy. Can he survive the grenades being thrown out by LXG? It is going to be Tornado Energy eliminated at the hands of LXG in 16th place.
It's actually Rewop who came in and took that one. So Rewop now, they just 3-man party that skirmish, perfectly executed. They might want to also try and hold this compound to maybe fight against the full force of LXG. LXG, though, in the back, they do also have YMCA. They have a pretty nice angle on that plateau. They can just have a nice few angles on top of that.
And you know what's really ironic? Guess who's taking the position that LXE actually had in that initial squad fight against Tornado Energy that went in their favor. So it's kind of, it's like, okay, well, that worked for you. We're going to hold on to that position now. So it's going to be that compound squad fight between Rewap and LXG.
We are down to 3 members. LXG, they did lose one earlier, got flushed out by Compot.
Yeah.
So, as I said, YMCA was that plateau a little bit further back. They can try and just pressure a little bit on the angle. It's going to kind of put a pinch LXG, but still, it should be pretty safe overall. Grenade going to be chucked on over.
Didn't quite go over the window.
Quite go in the window, unfortunately. But they are still, once again, encircled towards the likes of Pachinki Hills. Going to try and find a little bit peak.
I do think one member of Rewap could do it, maybe flank into one of the buildings.
They could, yeah.
Beside it, just to find a better angle. That's exactly what he's doing. Perfect. Bingo, bango. It means you're able to kind of confuse him a little bit more, find those better angles, those better peaks, which will put LXG under a little bit more pressure.
He doesn't have one.
He doesn't have one. Yeah, there's not much loot being picked up, and what they did pick up, they'd actually already used to put a lot more pressure onto Tornado Energy.
YMCA are going to be leaving the scene. They seem like they're going to completely leave the scene. I don't know if they want to get involved more or just go to another position more central in the circle and let this fight unfold.
I don't think they will, because they don't like to engage too early in the game.
Early game. They're not a fan of early game. Here it is. Rewap. Fine. We'll find Fuse from LXG. And that's going to just create now a little bit of point of pressure. The shift is going to be still having quite a big portion of water in there.
And Maxman, that's the 16th team and the 12th place team looking for those points and those kills. So really, whoever wins that is going to have a huge impact in their overall standing, as guess who got a knockdown on the X-Team. So that's 2 knockdowns in the favor, although we did see Fuse get revived, as now Rewap making their way in.
Yeah, they're going to try and close on through. Just why they're trying to have an angle on the back there. Yes, that smoke is a little bit defensive power, but look at that Rewap popping off, taking X-Team and Fuse out of the picture. It's going to be a 1v3 scenario on their side. Just White hasn't quite given his position away, but now he's going to catch right back in the back of their face, getting their bait down, he's flushed out. No, not quite. And that will be the end of LXG. They needed a good performance, but it didn't quite work out. And Rewap, they still make it out alive.
If Just White had had maybe a bit more intel that all 3 members were there after getting the 2 knockdowns, he could have looked to back away against the wall and reload, but either way, they've been taken out. Last crew are going up against YMCA, and there's also Milky Way joining in on the fun.
Yeah, they tried to shift away from that fight. YMCA, Kajuti actually going to be going for that split rotation just to try and survive and be that last man army for the side of YMCA. Milky Way, that rotation from really high up north. They did clash with Quick Math. They did lose that one member.
Yeah.
So now they're just going to have to be a little bit more cautious on their positioning and fights that they do decide to pick, especially against full squads just like last crew.
And just to kind of point out, we're having a few great rotations coming out from the likes of DOS Pilots and Uni, who are close together on Potato Hill, but I love those kind of shift of rotations, not risking going through on Node Standard. It is looking pretty good for them as InsideGames going up against Stellar right now. That's 1, that's 2. Great play from seniks as he gets put down to 18 health, but he's got to heal up. He doesn't need to worry about healing up because Stellar get eliminated in 14th place. We're less than 15 minutes in and we've had 2 squad wipes already as DOS Pilots going up against Unity. What is going on? Orange gets knocked down. That's 2 kills secured and a knockdown in the favor of DOS Pilots onto Unity.
DOS Pilots shut down the rotation from Unity. Wow. Snoopy, though, is going to be the last member remaining. He does make it out. Going to go on the very eastern side to try and make it through the road down the coastline. That was very nice place from DOS Pilot. But also, Quick Math is not too far.
True.
YMCA, Sampula, he did split away. That's going to be still 2 members remaining on the side of YMCA. It's going to be Kajuti, the Steel in the mainland, in the fields. And then Sampula going for the coastline play. Can he make it up those rocks? I'm pretty sure he can't. So he's got to be a little bit careful there. Rewap, there it is. Going to be Mage being exploded in nice fashion. Going to be last crew holding this plateau. Once again, great position to work with, in my opinion, on this kind of circle. I'm going to try and shut down the next few members of Rewap. Going to try and make it in the next phase.
See, that's the slight, hate to say, that is kind of a mistake that Rewap made. It's all good moving in multiple vehicles, but if you're too far away from each other, you allow a squad to focus on that vehicle and take you out.
One team that's really good in this section is actually a 3D Max. That high ground, the Pachinki Hills, I think is always such a good position to just get intel from. And it's just to be able to know where you rotate. But once again, you do have that road, so it could get against them if it does shift from east.
InsideGames, though, because they're by the road. They're also by that crossing as well. They have great angles for themselves as fine from Rewap. Gonna join guess who, and just kind of, reset themselves, move on through. Rewab have won kind of the battle of 12th and 13th straight away because Stellar got eliminated in 14th place and they were actually on equal points, Maxon. And with the kills they got against LXG, it kind of puts them closer to DOS Pilots. However, DOS Pilots took down the majority of Unity, so it's very close between those two teams in particular.
DOS Pilot, just to avoid getting shut down by quick math or Ferrari Breach, they're going to go for a kind of quick rotation to make it through that pinch. HeartShift also might find an angle. Was that
tough for DOS Pilots?
They might make it through it again, lasered a little bit, but they have a lot of vehicles. Do lose Lipsin, the captain of the team, right off the bat. Now, Rita and CTR are going to be the two members under fire. We might be seeing, unfortunately, DOS Pilot going out because they have a lot of teams having an angle, especially 3D Max. Also, before Angry Kids are going to have to try and rotate. They do find a compound of Milky Way, but here it is. HeartShift, they find DOS Pilot's POLLADERUC. Can they find the rest, though?
Yeah, look at that picture-in-picture right now as Rita and ctrkN just doing what they can and dip of the hill to try and get those kills off. Rita gets knocked down. That kill is going to be, once again, being shot out. As HeartShift now going to put more pressure on the DOS Pilots. However, last crew, from a distance, we're actually kind of helping DOS Pilots a little bit.
Yeah, but still CTR is going to be the last member remaining, a little bit unfortunate there. But RonnieKray always going to be that huge play on the side of 4 Angry Kids. They had a nice chicken dinner yesterday. Can they pull it off again? Ronnie going to be chucked on over. They do have an angle. If Zoom or DP do try and peek out of the building, he could have a perfect opportunity to try and shut that down. That's Ferrari Breach. oKKo does instantly flush out Jupsic from Quick Math. And Quick Math down to now 3 members. Jupsic probably not going to get res instantly yet. Not going to be.
And Salonzo also taken out by oKKo from Ferrari Breach.
So they're going to survive it. Quick Math, they still got 2 members in the compound in the circle, so they're just fine for now. The Ferrari Kids, they've got to try and get a little bit closer together. Nixtys, he's really far on the mountain back. He should try and join the skirmish to try and make this one a little bit more even.
Northrest, if they can get a little bit closer and actually potentially even flank around and go towards where iZoom is and get kind of a pinch, a surrounding, a blanket effect of a rotation. There's also the 2 members of Rewap getting closer to that fight.
Just in a DOS Pilot, we still got that last member remaining. He's still going to try and make it through.
Ooh,
nice shot
there
from RonnieKray. He was waiting, lurking, waiting for an opportunity, and he got it. Going to chuck that grenade. Will he be able to flush out off string? I'm pretty sure. Double grenade just in case. You never know. And he's got DP too. There you go. That's going to be a huge and super worth it for RonnieKray or 4 Angry Kids. And now it's going to be only iZoom, 1 man standing for Milky Way. Wow. He needs some milk, son. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. The shots come out. The knockdown is put down onto Havokki. But now the grenades will fly out in the direction. The kill is taken away, and that's it.
Great.
iZoom taken out, Milky Way eliminated, and 4 Angry Kids having overall, once again, a solid start to these games. And when they are in 10th place, when they are only 9 points behind Quick Math, and are only about like 17 points behind Katana in 8th, every single point is mattering for them, and that squad will help their cause.
Unity and YMCA. Well, YMCA, they still have 2 members, but they have a 1-1 split. And Unity, Snoopy doesn't have the high ground. He did survive that encounter earlier with DOS Pilot. DOS Pilot gets taken out of the pitch, as I've referenced them, in 11th position. Only 10 teams remaining. It might be going lower if we do lose Unity in the process. As he's trying to climb his way up these rocks. There it is, a nice angle. Easy, nice shots. Had no idea whatsoever. Also, Unity out in 10th position. 9 teams remaining.
Can't the man just do a little bit of rock climbing in his spare time? Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man, indeed. Talking about DOS Pilots as the battles rage on. It's a shame they did go out in 11th place. I did think that rotation was risky. Didn't pay off in the end as last crew taking the battle to HeartShift.
Yeah. They're going to be checking a little bit of damage. A couple maxes all. Northrest, he's doing so much work once again. What a beast on side of 4 Angry Kids. Is going to be Katana. Tok, last member remaining, going to try and chuck a grenade. Not quite in the direction where they are located. Azrin got knocked away. Can he find the flush? Can he get that point looking for? But no, here it is. RonnieKray in the distance, going to try and get him down. Where's that mini 14? Doesn't quite get it, unfortunately. That's a lot of damage output still, nonetheless. And he has to try and peel back. He just finds a little bit of cover with that bush to try and hide his location. But here it is. Katana out in 9th position. Quick Math, they were getting a little bit involved in the distance.
That's the battle for 8th. Max, that's a battle for 8th. 4 Angry Kids have just taken out the team in 8th place, trying to fight their way forward. That's more kill points. That's getting them closer, even potentially taking out overtaking Quick Math in the standings. I know there's still 7 more games, but by God are they putting in the work, giving themselves every single shot, every single chance to move on through to the final stages of Phase 3 Contenders. All the while, InsideGames, they still hold on to Circle, that compound that they've held on to for quite a while. It's not in the center of the circle, but it's still in there, and it's high ground.
Yeah, if they have a shift in their favor, that's going to be huge for them. We did lose YMCA. Sampula fell to his death. Last member of YMCA, Kajuti, he's going to be put under fire, taken out. 7th position overall for YMCA. Now, the shift is about to close up. It's just going to be about like 10 seconds before we do know where it's going to shift up. Once again, the high ground for 3D Max is great to have information on where some of these teams are located.
Yep.
Once again, if it shifts away, these roads are going to come in action. You have a really big X cross section of these roads.
X marks the spot.
Yeah, well, the spot, if it's going to be dead center, is going to shift actually away from the likes of InsideGames and 3D Max, which is going to be great for 4 Angry Kids and a Rewop.
It's going to be better for 4 Angry Kids for sure. Rewop, they're going to have to really be careful because they have shots from all angles from coming out from these teams: InsideGames, 3D Max, Quick Math, Last Crew, and 4 Angry Kids. But what's really important for Rewop is that even if they get taken out in 6th place, they still secure placement points, and they've gotten a few kill points, which means that it puts them closer to overtaking Dust Pilots in the leaderboard after this game.
Talked about the high ground of 4 Angry Kids. Guess who? Pretty sure has the information. He might try and lurk up, but InsideGames, they're pulling the trigger now.
They kind of have to, right?
They have to because they only have a few more seconds. The phase will be closing up now. 2 minutes remaining on the clock before it does take that compound out of the circle. Now, I'm pretty sure, Northrest has the information.
I feel like they kind of have to do it as a 4-man team, unless they're going for a 2-2 split, and we'll see Seniks and Zampeek moving up towards the north side. But either way, Odstrelovac and Pixelix going for driving to try and push through against 4 Angry Kids. But 4 Angry Kids, they're no team to push through. Northrest down to 18 health. As a grenade is going to fly out by Pixelix. Not quite going to connect. And pushing Nixtys and Northrest back. That's just going to give more room and more freedom for InsideGames to move on forward as 3D Max are going up against Last Crew. Furax gets taken out. 3D Max are only down to Solar Phantom. And of course, a wonderful 3rd member for their side as Diggory does get taken out from Quick Math.
Yeah, and Last Crew, they're in such a pinch. They are in a kind of valley with the road on top of them. Quick Math are showing that the rotation. Pelt is going to be the last member remaining on the start of Quick Math. Rip. Can he make it through? But 3D Max, once again, that positioning is great to just try and slow down their rotation in circle. InsideGames, they came back as a 4-man squad with a 3-1 split. They can try and apply a lot more pressure on the likes of 4 Angry Kids. Rewop, guess who? Once again, finding angles, getting a lot of information on where 3D Max is located in the distance. The smoke will be popped up. Does he
see?
He does. He did
no,
have
not
information.
through the smoke.
He
Not
took
through
a few
the
shots.
smoke.
No, he took a few shots, but like that's why they did pop the smokes. Just trying to have a little bit more time to breathe. But Last Crew, they're gonna have to try and make it through. But once again, oh my God, guess who is just having information on absolutely everyone, taking them down with that SLR.
On 6 kills already, Max. Rewop making a good showing in this game. Quick Math get eliminated. Although they do secure a couple of placement points, it is going to give Rewop an even better chance of overtaking, and 4 Angry Kids of overtaking, who are still in this game. Man, this is a doozy of a first game in Erangel in this Group A Phase 3 Contenders, as we're down to 4 teams, 12 players alive.
The shift is going to go a little bit northeast. Good for the likes of InsideGames, as they did push back, actually, the forces of 4 Angry Kids, so that's going to give them a little bit more of an easy entry point to the circle. 3D Max also going to be really far away from those fights, so actually they might be the team that might be remaining and picking the one team that wins that skirmish between InsideGames, 4 Angry Kids, and Rewop, as they all have to shift in circle. Like InsideGames are actually up there now. Pixel might have to try and join them, but he's going to just hold back just a little bit.
I think Pixix is just going to be there to potentially apply a bit more pressure onto Nixtys and be a bit of a kind of a not a gatekeeper but a pusher backer, and giving InsideGames more freedom to be in the position that they want to be to face off against the remaining teams, which is of course 3D Max, Rewop, and 4 Angry Kids.
All fine, going to be lasered a little bit by 4 Angry Kids, and also 3D Max. 3D Max still up to 3 members. They can hold it pretty well in the distance, but RonnieKray going to try and find an angle. 28 damage does connect, and here it is. Northrest finding fine, does knock it away. Pretty sure he's not going to get res, because guess who? He's pulling the offensive. Going to try and find RonnieKray and Northrest. huge members on their side, but it's just not going to be enough as a one-man army. Still got to give it
a
nice
good
attempt.
game for Rewap. A damn good game for Rewap. You're giving yourselves, keeping the heart beating, so to speak, to try and get into the top 8 as Pixelix gets knocked down at the hands of Nixtys from 4 Angry Kids, putting them in a bit of a, not an advantage, but closer to possibly taking out InsideGames, although Nixtys pushes a little bit too far forward and pays the price. Although 3D Max are helping out InsideGames because Odstrelovac was knocked down by Phantom.
Yeah, 3D Max, they're just getting involved. They're not giving them any room to breathe. So many smokes were popped up early. I'm pretty sure that the smoke count must be really low. Still got 3 smokes on the side of Northrest. So to push it forward after this fight with InsideGames is going to be a huge thing to deal with. 3D Max, Phantom, and Solo going to find Pixel, one member of InsideGames, and also another member of 4 Angry Kids. Northrest and RonnieKray going to be the 2 members remaining. Going to try and find a few nice shots.
Nice
mini
position by Northrest and RonnieKray.
They still have also 3 Max on their side. They have a little bit of a hill and terrain to work with as defensive positioning, so they can peek so freaking easily.
But what was great about what 4 Angry Kids there was they actually disengaged from that squad fight against InsideGames, which allowed them to actually disengage with the squad fight against 3D Max, allowing 3D Max to actually focus more on InsideGames, which is going to help 4 Angry Kids.
Yeah, because you have the lip of the hill, they can just kind of separate away from InsideGames. I think that's a great decision. But now this is because like 4 Angry Kids and InsideGames, they're both not in circle. 3D Max, Phantom, and Solo, they can shut that down. And the fact that InsideGames and 4 Angry Kids are going to make it past that mountain part at some point, they're going to be clashing straight up against each other. And that's when 3D Max, they can get involved, steal everything, and maybe just take the chicken dinner instantly.
Like 3D Max, if they lose this game, it's probably one of the biggest losses or biggest opportunity to get a chicken dinner lost. But InsideGames, InsideGames is 4 Angry Kids. One of them has to actually... Okay, seniks getting into that vehicle and completely reposition, possibly putting more pressure onto 3D Max, but it's kind of a 3v1 situation, so it's not going to help him too much. Although RonnieKray knocks down Noki? Wow.
Yeah, Noki was a little bit ahead, and 4 Angry Kids find the angle. Nice for 4 Angry Kids. RonnieKray is going to be actually confirming extra points.
Okay, good.
Prizes right here, and InsideGames, that 1 member seniks advancing, allowing the repositioning of almost the entire team of InsideGames as Odstrelovac stay behind to try and harass maybe the positioning of 4 Angry Kids. That's going to be great for them. They're just putting all their eggs in different baskets, trying to find different opportunities over this late game, which I really enjoy. I think InsideGames did great here.
Yeah, that was a fantastic reposition. Both, like, really intelligent play coming out from them, and it means that they're in the circle, they're able to prone through. It's flat land at this stage of the circle. We're getting into the final phase where the blue zone is just going to creep in and completely push you into the middle. Who's going to come out on top? It's a 3v2v2 situation of the 3 remaining teams.
The clock is ticking. They're going to be forced once again towards the center. All the teams are on the very edge, so they're going to have to try and creep slowly, and there's not a lot of terrain working with, so it's going to be pretty flat overall. And InsideGames, they're the team that are going to have to try and shift further. 4 Angry Kids are actually pretty good position to have a little bit of terrain to work, just a little bit, and that's just enough to work with in this late game.
I've got to give big balls to 4 Angry Kids for actually staying high up and not proning down. As we do see Solar knocking down Odstrelovac, Zampeek was able to get the return. 3D Max get eliminated at the hands of InsideGames. We're now down to 2 teams. Odstrelovac kills Secure. Can RonnieKray secure a 1v2? Is he going to go for a revive? He's going to go for a cheeky revive. But now seniks is moving forward. Zampeek is moving forward. Going from the left. Going from the right. Northwest was revived. Is he going to be able to heal up? No grenades coming out. Odstrelovac knocks down Northwest, leaving RonnieKray alone. But InsideGames take the chicken dinner.
InsideGames, that late game phase was just so smart. Every single decision making was absolutely top tier. That repositioning first and allow them an entry point was so good.
And 4 Angry Kids.
The 4 Angry Kids, they got a little bit surprised by Odstrelovac just staying back, and that was once again another great play from InsideGames. Odstrelovac just staying back to pressurize the likes of 4 Angry Kids because they had no information. They maybe thought the entire team of InsideGames rotated, which you did see by their positioning. They had no clue that 1 member was still on their side, shut them down in the back, and 3D Max, that was their game to lose there.
Yes and no. Based on the repositions that InsideGames and 4 Angry Kids made in the late stages, I'm gonna kind of give 3D Max a bit of a pass because they then became the team that were pinched by Inside Games and 4 Angry Kids, if that makes sense, as opposed to the other way around. So it was tough after that for 3D Max.
That was one of the first fights. LXG and Tornado Energy coming out on top. Tornado Energy, they were a little bit suffering. That nice reposition for an LXC on the roof there, kind of surprising Ali GG.
Yep.
Then Compot, he did find an LXC, shut him down, but then Rewop came in as a 3-man party, finished that fight with Tornado Energy, but then the steam got reversed on LXG, and they did lose a skirmish overall. So still a few kill points for them. That's what they need to try and climb back up in the overall standings. So if they can try and keep that consistency up and pick a little bit more fights to, like, once again, increase those averages per game, that will be a great opportunity for them. Dos Palu saw them trying to rotate, suffering against the likes of HeartShift in Pachinki Field. And RonnieKray was doing great on Milky Way. You got to give him full props for that.
Full props. 4 Angry Kids in general, though. Like,
this game, yeah.
The last 2 days, what is have they just, like...
Flipped a switch.
And the games have been more aggressive, more calculated. Their position has been a lot better looked after.
But they're together.
And they're staying together.
Exactly. Like, we were talking about that on the first week. Like their struggle was that they were always doing a 4-man split. And now they're sticking together a lot more in the mid to late game. And it's been working out so well. Unfortunately, here was just a lot to deal with. And after that, once again, the big brain plays of Inside Games, they were too much to deal with. Like, big brain. And then seniks came out on top, shut down that last member, and do secure that chicken dinner. Inside Games, I'm just really happy to see that they stay calm in that last situation against 3D Max and just reposition so efficiently. That was big pog.
Some of the results from that game: Stellar, Uni, Katana getting 0 points, Tornado Energy. You know what? They've already secured their spot. They're getting a pass. Yeah, 1 point is not the worst thing in the world. They still got a point at the end of the day. Ferrari Breach with 2, Milky Way with 3. DOS Pilots was probably the team that, not going to say most disappointed in, but when they repositioned kind of so straightforward and they got pinched by last crew, HeartShift, it, in my opinion, just wasn't the reposition they needed.
Inside Games, 18 points this game. And still, like we said it, like 4 kids, they got 15. They got freaking 15 and they got second position. 9 kills overall because they picked fight after fight after fight. I'm loving where 4 Angry Kids is coming to, and they can potentially, even today, make it back in that top 8 as you check out the head-to-head stats of Inside Games and 4 Angry Kids. The same amount of damage. Like, just these 2 teams are really close. And Inside Games has been a team that's always been really high in the standings. And seeing 4 Angry Kids playing on the level of Inside Games makes me super happy.
Well, and the team that probably lost the most as we go through the kill leader, guess who's Zampeek, Jappy. Fantastic, well played. And, of course, Northrest, RonnieKray together, getting 4 kills each. Like, the team that felt the heat from that game the most was Katana, because every team around them, even Quickmath did okay, but every single team around them did so much better. Inside Games got a fantastic result. 4 Angry Kids got a fantastic result. So not only does that put Katana closer to being eliminated, but it also puts them further away from gaining a position against Inside Games.
Gonna keep that in mind, but there you go. Huge first game for Inside Games. Chicken dinner for them. Huge repositioning. Really proud of the big boys. Let's hope they can maybe get be the second team to get double chicken dinner in a row.
Of course.
Thank you very much for watching this first Erangel game. We got another one getting cooked up in just the next few minutes.